Well, welcome back to another video, guys. So here from today, I picked up my 2021 Tesla Model 3 long range. It was an awesome day, and I have now owned this car for a year, driven it over 17,000 kilometers, and I wanted to make this video to share my experience with this amazing beast. So let's get started. And let me tell you, it's one of the best cars I've ever owned. I've actually, never owned an EV before, and this is my first electric car. I love this car even more than when I had picked it up the first day. And that's a very strange thing to say about cars, as generally the older the car gets, the more bored you are with it. But I love the way it looks both inside and out. You know what, it looks like a very simple basic car, but I think it's one of the most advanced vehicles out there. A lot of people complain about the build quality of Teslas, but I believe for a company this young, they're doing a great job. When I picked up my car, yes, there were small defects here and there, but within the first month, Tesla was able to take care of my concerns. I suggest people to emphasize on the good things the company is doing, and not just the panel gaps and stuff. Honestly, I'm very happy with this car myself. The interior quality is superb. After a year of thorough use of the seats, the dash, and everything, all the surfaces still look good. So this leads us right into the next topic, which is service. So Tesla has a lot of service centers, and I have nothing but good things to say about the Tesla service center in my area. Whether it is going to the shop or the mobile service, it's been amazing. The staff are very friendly, helpful. If it takes longer, they do give you Uber credit or a loaner car. With the volume of cars Tesla is selling, I think they need a lot more service centers though, because the wait time can be a bit longer for an appointment. I primarily charge at home during off-peak hours, as electricity is cheap during that time, and it costs me around $10, give or take, to charge the battery pack from 0 to 100%. Although you can charge from regular 110 wall outlet, I strongly suggest to have a level 2 charger, because the level 2 charger can charge your car in 8 hours. So come home overnight, you plug it in, you charge it, and you're done. You could use a washer dryer outlet if you have one, as those are also level 2 chargers. I have had no issues with my charging experience, whether that is at home or using public chargers. It's been smooth. There are so many Tesla and third-party chargers out there, so the charging experience is very convenient, and they're all in convenient locations too. That's very important to know. Range anxiety, non-existent. The car itself is very efficient. The computer system will tell you if you need to charge, if you're running out of charge, when to charge, and how long it will take. And then again, there are so many chargers out there that I personally have no issues taking long trips with this car. In fact, I enjoy taking long trips with this car. A lot of the chargers are just plug and play. Third-party chargers, yeah, you will need to make an account and stuff, but with Tesla, it's just plug and play. Oh, I live in Canada, and the winters here are harsh. The car has performed exceptionally well in extreme conditions. Yes, the battery range is affected a bit, but there are ways to mitigate that by preconditioning the car, preheating the cabin, and things like that. Range degradation in winter time has not really affected me on my shorter long trips. One thing is the door handles, because they're flush, the windows they're frameless, so they can freeze. But if you preheat your car, then that's not an issue. Or for the door handles, you can just use WD-40, spray that in, or just give it a little punch, and then it will open up. My car is parked outside. I did not cover it, and I've been able to use it in extreme cold conditions. So for driving, the traction control system works really well on this car, and it helps. The car is heavy, it's got a low center of gravity, so that helps a lot. Of course, in winter driving, you want to have good winter tires, and I recently put winter tires on my car, and I haven't seen a significant impact on my range, so I've been pretty happy with that. So I have taken a 4-hour long trip. It was my longest trip with this car, one way 4-hour long trip, and I did not have to charge the car. Only on the way back I had to charge it for 15 minutes, but it was super fast, and that worked out really well. The good thing is the drive, the long trip was unlike any other car, because the seats are so comfortable in this car, which was really surprising. That surprised me the most, I would say. And then using autopilot, it was a good aid. So overall, and this car is definitely good for long trips. So the car is fully loaded from top to bottom. It's got so many features. It's hard to discuss everything, but it has, I would say, some of the most advanced tech out there, and useful tech that helps you in your daily driving. I use the autopilot a lot. In my case, it has worked better than most other cars. I've tried the autopilot or their version of advanced cruise control. The single screen setup is easy to use. So the car can be controlled with the app and from your phone, iOS or Android, and it works really well. I had no crashes, and it's fast. You can control a lot of things from the app, and my Bluetooth connection to the car, because I use my phone as a primary key, it has never failed. Whether it's been extreme cold, hot, doesn't matter. It has always worked. So I mean, this is one of the most unique things about this car, that over time it gets software updates where the car gets better and better, and it's not just the fun stuff they add to the car, but there are hidden things like cold weather improvements, more range, maybe more speed. There's so many things they add to the car. Basically, I have more functions, more features, more games, more entertainment in my car than when I first picked it up, and that is what makes this car really stand out, besides the autopilot, of course. The update process itself is very easy. You usually get a notification that, hey, your car has an update, just like your phone or computer, and you update it, and it doesn't take long at all. So driving impressions, I look for reasons to drive this car. The way it handles the instant torque and the cabin ecosystem, it just brings in so much joy. I do notice tire and wind noise, but it's not to a point where it's an issue. It's annoying. It's the little things in the car that makes it better day to day. For example, there's no key or button to start the car. You just sit in it. It's ready to go. You put it in D, and that's it. If you have a calendar event, you sit in the car and it's already set to navigate to that destination. Or if somebody sends you an address, it's already there. You don't have to do anything. These small things and so many more really make the car unique and desirable. Actually, I've had no issues with the display when driving the car. I can clearly see the speedometer, but I mean, it can read speed signs and stuff, so it can adjust accordingly. The way the car is designed in the interior of it, it actually gives you a really good view of the road ahead of you, so that's a really good thing. And at nighttime, the headlights, they work really well. They're, in my use, one of the best I've seen. The width and the depth of the headlights is really good. Now, expensive, of course, but for the first year that I've owned it, for 17,000 kilometers, I've had no maintenance on the car. It's electric. There's no maintenance. The only thing I did was refill the washer fluid, and that was it. So, my cost to charge the car for the 17,000 kilometers, and this is an approximate number, is around $250. That is crazy. You think about it, 17,000 kilometers and around $250. So yeah, electricity is cheap in my area. I have occasionally charge at work, or when I go to malls and shopping centers, they've free charging, so I do charge that. But even still, it's cheap. Like, electricity is what, 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, depending on where you are. So you take that in consideration. It's cheap. Of course, not everything is perfect, and there are three primary issues I've had with the car. One of the features that has not worked well for me is the auto high beam. It literally has only worked once in the entire year for me. Now, I do drive in the city, so I don't need high beams, but the times where I had to drive in the countryside on dark roads, like literally dark, no street light, nothing, the auto high beam has only worked once. And beyond that, I had to manually engage the auto high beams. The second thing is the wipers, the auto wipers rather. And for the most part, they work, but there are times where it's raining hard, or where I need the wiper to work, the fastest setting, and it just won't. It will be like, let's say, if speed 1 is slowest and speed 5 is the fastest, it will be at like speed 2, where then I would have to manually engage the wipers to the correct settings. The third issue, which is actually a critical one, is phantom braking. So it's something where when the car decides to just suddenly slow down, I haven't had like a brake itself, but it just slows down. I'll be going 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, and something, I don't know what the car sees, or I'll be going like there will be nobody around me, and might just slow down. It could be like a bridge or a shadow or the speed of the off ramp that it catches, and then it will go from like, let's say 100 kilometers an hour right away to 70. So it'll like slow down, right? That is something that I've noticed. But I mean, hopefully with software updates, Tesla can fix all of these. One of the amazing things I found not a lot of people talk about is the aftermarket accessories for the Tesla, whether it's the Model 3, the Model S, whatever. There's so many products out there. It's like the iPhone of cars. It's just endless. And you can really customize your car. The products are cheap. I primarily use AliExpress to get a lot of my products. So I mean, overall, I gotta say it's unlike any other car out there. Every time somebody takes a ride in my car, they're just blown away. Whether they come from BMW, Mercedes, Jaguar, whatever you name it, they're blown away. It's I've really enjoyed owning this car for a year. I've had no issues, complaints where I would say, you know what, I don't like this car anymore or something. I really want to keep this car for a while. For the year I've owned it, for 17,000 kilometers, even though that's nothing, of course, but there are no issues. The car drives just like it did from day one. There are no vibrations or rattles or anything like that. The instant acceleration, it still puts a smile on my face. It's not getting old. It's amazing. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to post any questions you might have in the comments below, and until next time, take care.